Hello everybody, welcome again to the How to Draw Facial Features series, and this is the day 2. Today we're going to place the nose. How do we place the nose of a character? Yesterday we worked on the eyes, so we did these eyes here and the eyebrows, and I showed you step by step on how to place them and how to draw what I call the rectangular eye. Now we're going on to a nose. Now the nose of a character can be very informative. The nose can tell you if the character is a specific ethnicity or not, and the nose can be done in so many different ways. For example, we can go for a very minimalist anime style nose and just have something like this. And let's just have something like this, and then you shade it in, and basically you've done a nose. You see, or we can make the nose more realistic and show the nostrils and other things or other features. How I like to do noses, if I'm going for a partially realistic sort of thing, is I use a lot of roughs, which I'll most likely get rid of later. These roughs help me to get the contours of the face. So let me show you that style. The first thing I do is I look at the ridge of the brows, this part of the brows, which also forms the ridge of the nose, basically. It dips in a little bit, then it curves and comes out, okay? Like this. I like to place the nose somewhere below the circle. Other books, they put it at the circle, in which case this line here and here would be shorter. But I like to place the nose a little bit below. So I could place the nose below here, which is going to be our nose line. We could call it that. Now, depending on the nose, you could play around with the distance between here, how thick or how narrow the space is here. You can play around with it and get different nose types. One key to the nose is the contours. At the very tip of the nose, it seems to curve a little bit like this. I hope you can see it. Let me reduce the transparency of the circle and or the head shape, and that way you can see it better. Okay, it could curve like this and then follow the contour again. Okay, now if I keep it here, I can get my character looking a bit more you could say, let's say black. I don't like using the words black and white, but those are for some other reasons that we may get into another time. But a more Afrocentric or African descendant or an African look if you want. Alright, and we curve here, and we basically have our nose. Alright, we curve here too, we basically maintain our nose here. Okay, the nostrils, you can indicate a line or some shading technique, some hatching, to show how they dip in. Okay, these lines here, you can deepen one here, you can deepen one here to show that there's the shape of the nose. And we maintain this as a rough, okay? We maintain this as a rough, and we'll draw over this with our pencil or with our pen if you want to go straight into the inking phase. Now, after we've done this today, we can continue with the mouth. I don't think a 10-minute video is that bad. So let's continue with maybe placing our mouth now, since we've already done the nose. When we want to place the mouth now, what I like to use as a guide is, I forget the name of this part of this, I don't know if it's a ridge or the little dip from your nose to the top of your mouth or the top of your lip. And we can do that if we want, if we so desire. If we also want, we don't need to maintain it. Some people don't bring it at all, especially if you're going for anime, in which case they'll just bring the mouth straight. I like to show it because I like to give my characters a little bit of a realism. Alright? Again, you could play around with the length. Getting to certain lengths, it becomes very exaggerated, and if it's too small, if it's too long, you get exaggerated characters. But this helps you to tell where the top of the lip is going to be. Take a space, again, depending on the character you're making, whether ethnicity or even for females, you can make lips work very well. Lips work very well if they're thick or they have a different thickness for females. I really wasn't eloquent there, but female characters, you can show lips in a variety of different ways. Male characters, the thickness of the lips really goes into determining the ethnicity of the character. This character, I originally planned to make it male, but that doesn't mean I'm going to make it female. The but just means I have this thing, or if you look at this drawing right now, it either looks male or female, really. It can go either way. If it goes male, he has more feminine features. But anyways, let's continue with the lips. Let's make it female, because male lips are pretty damn easy. Male lips, you could just draw a sort of M shape here. Alright? Or like a bird in the sky, basically. And then you add a shadow for the bottom lip. Not much detail, and it can work for a male. Okay? If you want to change the ethnicity and make him seem African American, or then you just add some volume to it, and he gets even more. But this one could work for some African Americans, or you could add the thickness to it. This could work for some African Americans, this could work for some white people, or Caucasians, or whatever ethnicity. But let's maintain this if we want for the male, or a simplistic look, even for a female. But let's turn this character into a female now by giving more light and volume or contours to the lips. Women, their lips tend to have a lot more, they tend to be more expressive with their lips than men are, basically. Or is it just because I'm a man that when I see a woman's lips, there's just something strange, something more erotic or appealing about a woman's lips? adding volume by going with circles like these. Okay, you notice that I keep it rough. Alright? After doing the M shape, I just add these lines here, these curves, so that it looks like the lips are parted a little bit, which gives it a sort of sex appeal. Then you can add some indentations here and another one here. Again, I'm using a very fine point here. Fine lines help to give a lot of detail. After you do this, look at the contours of the lips, okay? You notice it in your own lips if you're looking in a mirror, that the lips curve from the top here, right? Then they seem to dip in a little bit here and here. Do they not? And then they curve around again, like this. And then the bottom lip, it curves, like this, having some curves here and some here. You can close this place if you want. I like to close it with a curve and make the bottom lip more curved. But again, play around with whatever style you like. And let's look at what we basically have for the face when we remove our lines. Very nice. Now, to make this character more female, we just need to change the eyes if we want to, and add eyelashes. We can treat eyelashes as its own video because there are so many different ways to make eyelashes for a female character, all depending on the effect you want. So let's continue with the lips, and we'll end this video pretty soon. You shade the bottom of the lip. And you're done. That's all, basically. So, we've gone through eyes in the last video, and today we worked on the nose and how to place the lips. In our next video, we'll work on the hair. If you want me to do a separate video on the eyelashes, we'll do so. Just comment below, and thank you for joining me. Hope to see you next time.